The B-Dry system. Water issues in your basement, on your property. Contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside. They can dry you out. Water no more. Family landscape. Make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. Make your yard Yeti ready. CBI cables. What the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables built for your needs. CBI cables. Plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try this schnitzel. Ask for a cross check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out, pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at, where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito.
Hello, Yeti Nation. Hello, Paul Noecker.
Greg Beecher, how you doing? Yeti Nation. Welcome back, everybody. How you been, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for the year to start off. It's we thought we were going to have Aaron, so if Coach Coleman jumps on all of a sudden in the middle of this, no surprises there. We are going to bring OJ the Dude on later for the for to kind of close out the show. But before that, I mean, are you? Yeah, there's the shirt. Are you ready for the season? Are you ready for the NLL?
I'm excited. As far as after watching the World Games and actually being around some guys that we were never really around so much because they're out west or they're, I don't get an opportunity to get all the games. So it was pretty cool to be, side by side with some of these NLL players throughout the fall here, and I'm excited to see what they all got now that they're back with their regular NLL teams. They ready to rock?
Yeah, I tell you. So we talk about it all the time when we've got people that are filming and stuff. There's levels to this. Like you go film a kids game, it's one speed. You go film, youth game up to men's, and then there's levels in the men's, and that's where you really see the difference. So like we film a lot of senior stuff, but I tell you, like
OJ's
when you get to that lax night top level stuff and like the worlds when you've got that top level that is so fast, it's on a different level, it's so hard to get used to again when people start. I mean, the just everything about it, the passing, everything is just so much crisper and to the point.
It's unbelievable the amount of speed that how everything whips around in we've been to NLL games and it's obviously it's NLL fast, but now it's some sick teams with some sick rosters, as a world team, but now they get to break off and some of these guys have been playing with each other now, going on some years where they know each other's tendencies, where it's going to be exciting to see what some new dogs bring to the table.
Yeah, I don't know why you just disappeared when I clicked the roster on. Must be I don't have you above the rosters, so that's why. Now you're
Uh,
back above the rosters. But yeah, so we
uh,
might as well, I figured, start right with the Albany rosters. You've got Alex Simmons, Ty Kurtz, Dyson Williams, the new man. I honestly think Ethan Walker, it's hard to say it, but he was the most underrated player in the NLL last year. Eric Fennell coming from Halifax, an absolute stud. Travis Longboat, I think, is going to be better this year than he was last year. Watched him through the summer a few times. He's getting bigger. He's getting stronger. He is one of those freak like stud athletes. It's pretty amazing what he is like, where his potential is, because he seemed like he was already at that level, and then watching him through the summer, I think Longboat is yeah, that's a winning team on the screen. I love it. So he knows what's up. He's excited for it. And then Marshall Powless, obviously love Marshall. He has a vision and really is that playmaker. Sam Firth, another guy. If you're not Firth, you're last. Firth, he stepped up big too at the end. I mean, he had some big goals in the playoffs to get us through there. So kudos to him. Dougie Jamieson and Andrew Kidd. So Dougie, and they rated Dougie as the number one
Number
goalie.
one goalie I seen. Yeah.
There was some smack talk online about it. I mean, there was some guys talking about he's not great, his feet, da 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 da. I think one thing is though, when you talk about Matt Vince, one of the things that makes Matt Vince as good as he is they play with three goalies. I mean,
The defensemen are on the pipes.
yeah,
They take that. They're a bunch of sponges in regards to God bless how they play, because you're just knowing and they have no protection other than the chest protector, rib protector, elbows. These guys are soaking up these shots with no
off the
pads
shins,
on.
off the thighs. Yeah,
And
they're nuts.
like they didn't even get hit sometimes. It's like, how the heck did
Yeah, they're on a different
the
level.
company guy that likes to turn his back? Understandably so. That's just gonna hurt. I don't want to, I don't want to see it as, but these guys are staring that ball right down and soaking it right in. So yeah, a different style of defenses. That's all basically.
Yeah. So Josh went down to the open practice. Longboat looked amazing. I'm not surprised there. So the defense, honestly, is largely unchanged, with the exception of, you'll notice we've got Zach Mason and Will Johansson, and there is no Leo Sturos, unfortunately. I've not seen him on there. It was a contract year. It was a tough year to make it. So they had a lot of young guys last year. You had Volkov and Young. No pun intended with Young, but they really were starting to come into their own. That Volkov kid, especially, man, he's a heck of a young player. Uh, yeah, no, I'm a big fan of him. So Zach Mason, that'll be interesting to see, though. I don't know. I'm a big Sturos fan. I think it'll be. I think he will be lost. I think the way he plays, but I think Coach Clark is making a stance on that though, because Sturos is gone, Grennan's gone. They both had a similar style of getting under guys' skin. It cost them a little bit in the finals, though, honestly. So kudos to, I mean, that's why Coach Clark's making the real decisions, and we're sitting here talking some smack, you know?
That's what it's all about, though. And he makes some great decisions. He just won a gold medal, and now he's trying to take his second place team into the championship again. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, no,
New season, baby. New season.
it is. So Vancouver, you've got Keegan Ball back again, um, Clarish, Peshko, McIntosh, Crowley, Charlene Beatties, Corbier, and Martel. So Martel and Ball, I think, are the keys there. I mean, Charlene Beatties, you know what you're getting. He's a pretty good young player. I think he's really going to be, when you talk about the offense, he needs to step up. Keegan Ball played pretty good for him, but I don't know if he's that guy. He hasn't been yet. I think that's Vancouver's big thing. I expect Vancouver to fall in the middle of the pack. We'll do some picks later. But they've got Molosky there turning things over. So on the defensive side, you've got Dilks, Kirkness, Mayos, Subak, Schmento. Oh, jeepers, I butchered that one. It's Skanedo and Laity, Bowering, Cornwall, Grant, and Beers. So, I mean, the defense, I think this is still a building year for them. I think I was talking to Stamper, and I think he brought up a very valid point with who would Vancouver be able to get rid of for Calgary? Because Calgary obviously knows they're not getting rid of um, Delbs for cheap, you know. But I mean, you
Right.
look at Aiden Walsh and Connor O'Toole. You're not trading either of those guys for Del Bianco. I mean, Del Bianco, honestly, is he's easily, he didn't make the top 5 list, but because he's not playing. He's one of the
Because he's not
best.
playing. Here, my question: he has no contract right now, correct?
5 years because they franchise tagged him with Calgary. So
Okay?
technically, his
This is his last year then on the contract.
no. So it's not like the NFL where you think of, if they do a franchise tag, it's only 1 year. I think they
Right.
do the franchise tag. They own his rights for the next 5 years.
Wow.
So unless he's not playing for 5 years or he retires, I'll get some clarification on Wednesday. I'm going to do a show with Stamper and Levy, and we're going to kind of get to the bottom of some of those better details that me and you don't always necessarily get into the nitty gritty. We can sit here and go through the rosters and stuff, but we'll get.
Well, do me a favor. Do me a favor. What time on is that podcast? Is that streamed right out
It's
so
not going to
that?
be a live one. We're going to meet up in the
Okay.
morning and talk about it, and then kind of go from there. Kind
Okay.
of see how things go, essentially. But
I got you.
yeah, we'll kind of keep just ramming through these so we can make it through. But no, I think that really is the lingo. So yeah, I'm expecting them to finish in the middle of the pack. The Swarm this year. This is going to be a huge year for the Swarm. Dobson, they picked him in the top 5 goalies. I think rightfully so. If my man Kai's out there in the chats, Kai would definitely know is what's up with him. He's a huge Dobson fan. He's his goalie. Angus Goodleaf, he's a veteran. He's good. He's not going to take you to the cup, but he can step in if need be for Dobson. So on the IR is Zach Miller. He didn't play at all this summer with Allegheny because he blew his knee out. And then I mean their offense, they're a beast just like last year. I think is they've got a pretty good defense. I think Adam Weidman is really going to I don't know, shores things up back there. Tarbell, Manley, they really have so many guys. Camizio, Caputo, they can play up and down the floor. The Swarm, I expect them to be towards the top. San Diego did just a terrible job with the roster, putting everybody's picture up there. Honestly, though, so when we talk about San Diego, let's just get right into it. I saw Levy post something about, is this the year Benesh makes it to can he win a cup this year with San Diego? And I think it all comes down to Aligrieri. How do you expect him to do? I mean, their defense is good. I'm not saying that their defense isn't good, but I don't know if Aligrieri's that guy yet, if he's there.
As far as I'm scrolling to get there.
Sorry.
Uh,
No,
uh,
Aligrieri's the goalie for San Diego.
San Diego, yeah, that's what I got them all in the category that you sent them to me, and
Yeah, San Diego was messed up because they just did the face shots. So it was like
yeah,
7 pages of guys. So
yep.
I mean, really, but when you talk about it, they've got Benesh, they've got Jackson, they've got a lot of great players. What can
They
they do
got
with it?
stats. No, the stats is gone. That's one major hole that they're going to have to definitely fill that. And
Well, I think that's what Benesh is there for, is to try to fill
yeah,
that. I mean, they call him the suitcase for a reason, though. Everybody likes to talk smack about Benesh. He's never been like a really big in shape guy, but I tell you, Ryan Benesh is a great player, and there's a reason everybody is taking. There's a reason everybody keeps going for him. Goal scorers are a different breed. They get away with a lot more. They don't always seem to have to run. I think when it comes to Benesh, he's about my age. He's getting older. And this is where you start to see guys like Lyle Thompson who take care of their body and can still continue to stay up towards the top. And I think a guy like Benny towards the end of the season, we saw it in the playoffs. He fell apart. He was not good in the playoffs.
as far as it comes down to faceoffs and goalies, when you get to the
We
playoffs,
talked about it earlier. I mean, offense
yeah,
is nice. It'll make you look good, but defense and goalies wins championships.
that's exactly what your statement was. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
You
there's
know, Westberg, I'm going through these, and I've seen some faces that, Benesh is, well, how many years is he? 20?
20 years ish. Yeah. No, I mean,
I
same
mean,
like Westberg, and they've brought in. So here's another thing too. So they talk in the preseason. Baptiste is the number what 2 faceoff guy. I think they put on that
yep.
shenanigans. How in the who thinks in a million years that you're going to take Trevor Baptiste over Joe Nardella? Are you out of your freaking mind?
I would have to say that Baptiste is probably more of an offensive threat when it comes to the winning the draw and going. From what I've watched over the course of the last couple of
He,
years,
he gets some highlights and he gets up the floor, and he's a freak athlete. He's one of those stud guys. He can play defense, but he's not as good as Joe Nardella. I think
no, not
Nardella
on
wins the
defense.
faceoffs you need. I think Nardella's last year the most improved defenseman in the NLL. I honestly think that. I think when you watch him, he was always a solid defensive player. He never hurt you, but he really took it to that next level last year. I think he came back from that knee injury and he must have done nothing but watch tape the whole time he was laid up because, man, he was so much smarter with how he played.
Yeah, yeah, no question there. No question there. The interesting one I'm looking at is how is Schreiber in the Rock.
Oh, you want to
I've
get
been
out of the
watching.
Rock? We can go out of the
Well,
Rock.
I've been watching a little of their highlights and the Halifax highlights, and I'm looking at the offensive lineups. Most of these guys are running with seven offensive players, and I'm sitting there going, seven offensive players. That's they're banging every one of these guys. On your tranny guys, the TD Irelands.
Jalen Rogers.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I'm
Jalen
like,
gets up the floor, Corbeil gets up the floor. Yeah, no, your transition guys will. I honestly think the Rock's biggest factor this year is, I mean, obviously if Schreiber's healthy, that goes without saying. But I think Latrell Harris, he missed all of last season. That's a huge miss. I think the defense really shores up with him being back as long as he's healthy. I think him and Hostrauser back there really, I don't know. There, you can go up and down that lineup. They've got Brad Cree. They had him in the Defensive Player of the Year for the preseason picks. I don't know what I don't know if they don't expect Harris to come back as good, but I always thought Latrell Harris. I just love watching him. He's a hard nosed two-way player, gets down the floor. And honestly, even though Latrell Harris doesn't take faceoffs, I'm taking. Yeah, he's one of
well,
those
isn't
guys that.
TD Ireland's the face-off guy, isn't he?
And that's what I was going to say is he doesn't
Oh,
take
okay, okay.
faceoffs, but with Ireland taking the faceoffs, I don't know. I might take Ireland above Baptiste. I probably will. I think he's a better lacrosse player. He might not win as many faceoffs, but I think he's just a better lacrosse player.
Well, he's got some youth on his side as well. I believe Baptiste has got to be getting up in there to the 10, 12 years into this league. I'm not sure. And not just this league. He's running full tilt where he's playing, the PLL. I'm sure
Oh,
he
Baptiste.
probably is.
So, and well, that's more of his speed though. Like he's more of a field guy. That's his thing. The PLL loves him. He's all over it, and he plays. He's a guy. He's not costing you. He definitely,
Right.
I think, should make a team. Like he easily deserves to be on any team. I just
Oh, yeah.
not sure I put him in my top five. I honestly don't think he. I don't think he's in my top five face-off guys.
Right, right.
I mean,
Nice.
honestly, but
Wow.
but
Nice. That's good. That's out there. I love it.
we also saw
Just
though Buffalo. So to any of those people who think that face-offs don't matter, look at what happened when Buffalo brought in the Milkman. The Milkman came
they
in,
brought
and
Farrell
that
back in,
completely
and
you can
they were
say
good
all
to go.
kinds of things, but that made a huge difference in that team. And really, when you talk about Buffalo moving forward, like that's when they started to turn things around. Yes, I know Vince was getting healthier, and that's the other thing. I think Vince is going to start slow. We'll talk a little smack about that team when we get into the that side of it. But let's go right on to Rochester talking about some smack talk because I do not expect this team to be great this year. You like them?
I'm just saying, as far as Connor Fields and Smith, I got to believe that the two of them have got to be putting these guys on their backs and saying this is our time. They got to, otherwise
I
they're
don't
just getting
I
jumped
don't
over.
care
I
if
don't
the
think I ain't gonna lie to you, Greg. I'm trying to be positive for them because it's a great town and everything. But
you
no,
can
I think honestly, Albany and
yeah.
Buffalo are gonna definitely dominate the 90, no question.
100%. And I don't know. I just think when you look at that team, so just like you said, all right, so I'll give you Ryan Smith gets a sock trick every night and Connor Fields gets a sock trick every night. That's still 12 goals without Hartley playing all the
Right.
time. And even with Hartley playing all the time, I don't know that they keep a team under 15 goals all the time. That defense last year was not good. Hutchcraft struggled bad. It was yeah, no, I don't think I don't like. Yeah, I honestly think last year showed a lot of problems with the defense. I don't think they've shored it up enough to make me think they're going to make a run at it. I don't consider them to. I think they will be right around the midway mark, maybe on the outside looking in. But I know you obviously think they're going to be in there.
Well, last week I was pretty, or 2 weeks ago I was pretty talking them up pretty good, no question. I think that you know what, if they're gonna knock, what better way to knock and say we do exist when you got one to your right and one to your left. Either way, they got the 90 is the mecca of lacrosse. Come on now. It's become that. You got the Buffalo championships, you got the Rochester championships. Albany has got the gold medal goalie, got the gold medal coach.
Gold
They're
medal coach,
knocking.
the bronze goalie. But so Josh actually put in the
Oh, I'm
comments,
sorry. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Bronze goalie.
Father Time, beats everybody. So I figured with Father Time beating everybody, let's talk about this Mammoth team. They won it a couple years ago. Last year was brutal. Ryan Lee is supposed to be back this year. They've got Connor Kelly, Zed Williams, Ty Gibson. Again, you've got plenty of offensive guys. I think the defense, Dylan Ward, he
How
can
old is
take
he?
over, but he's not getting any younger.
We're talking father time, and that was just like
That's why I
right
brought
on
him up.
the.
That's why I brought him up. I skipped to the Mammoth. I said, let's talk about Father Time, and we'll go right from Father Time to Grandfather Time with your team.
Grandfather, the grand poobah.
Grandfather
Yeah,
Time. I will
you
say, though,
know,
I've never seen Dylan Ward without his equipment on. Matt Vince is, he's like a Hulk. Just,
yeah,
he's
he's
nuts, man.
jacked. Yeah, he's jacked right up.
He's jacked right up. He takes great care of himself. You watch his warm up; he's very methodical. He moves through. I mean, as you talk about this Buffalo team, though, they are largely unchanged.
Very unchanged.
It's pretty amazing, actually. I mean, they are very, very largely unchanged. I think. I don't know.
They
I
lost
expect great
Robinson.
things.
Robinson went to Rochester, didn't he?
Both of the Robinsons are gone, I believe.
Yeah, I believe they both went to Rochester.
I know one
I
went to
thought.
Rochester. I feel like one went somewhere else. If only I had all the rosters, maybe I could just. Oh wait, that's right. I can click it back up and we could take a gander. So Robinson. I don't see a Robinson on defense. I don't. Yeah, I didn't think it was Rochester.
All right, so Josh said with the franchise tag.
Yeah, but I
uh,
they can reject it, but I believe you can keep franchise tagging them.
Yeah, that's what Josh said earlier in the comments. There is you can go franchise tag 1 year up to 5 years in a
Yes.
row.
Yeah. And
So,
and that's how. And that's why I say I don't see them
well,
doing.
you want to what? If you're gonna snuff something out, okay, well, screw me, screw you, is what they're basically saying. We're gonna sit on you for 5 years and go play in the minors. Is
Uh,
kind of what they're saying. No,
no, I don't even think
either
he
either come back and play for us, or well, he's playing MLS,
MSL, but no,
MSL.
he's a senior B player, so he plays President's Cup. He was
Okay,
at the
so I mean,
President's Cup. He plays against the Can-Am teams that get to make it up there. Um, yeah, no, it's and honestly, he could play in the summer. I think he owns a construction business, and he's doing well with that, from what I heard. He lives out west, so I think it's really going to come down to who is going to come up with enough to trade for him. And I don't know if he wants to travel anymore. I think he's got young kids. I think you'll see a lot of these guys, unless you can come up with some kind of like big money that is, I don't know where they're going to come up with it, but it, I don't know. I don't know how you draw these guys out, because most of these guys are honestly just playing for the love of the sport.
at this point, all of them are. I mean, there's no major money makers in any of these teams. I'm sure some guys are making some pretty good coin, but for the most part, it's all for the love of the sport.
Yeah, you've got a handful of guys that are. So we'll find Robinson eventually here. So I mean, when you look at um, this team, they came from New York. You're high on Jeff Teat. Obviously, a lot of people are. How do you think? I think this is a huge deal for them. I think picking up Higgins and Grennan is huge. Taggart, Clark. Yeah, no, I expect this to be a banger year for this team. They're going to finish in the top 8 and make the playoffs.
I think they're going to do well. I think Teat is, they're loving the city has got great passion for him right now. They're bringing some, I would have to say, some instant rivalry with the with Toronto, being down the 401, and
We'll get into
that's
that in
going
a
to
little
make for
bit.
a great lacrosse.
When
Yeah.
we OJ is going to join us in a little while, we're going to do the pick'ems with OJ. We'll go through there, but the offense is weak. No playoff chance. He says coming in. We've got Dan rate just firing both guns. So he says no, the offense is weak. Boy, I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
That's a heck of a statement, but yeah, shoo.
It was only 30, so I'm not
But
sure. Yeah.
yeah, no, because Recitaris ended up getting traded, I believed. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could be. I'm wrong quite a bit. Transition is mid. Yeah, he is not a Black Bears fan at all. So, oh man, interesting to see how that pans out. But we look through Halifax. How do you think Halifax is going to do this year? I didn't. They got a little bit younger, but I think I don't know. Warren Hill played really good in the MSL. He was starting in front of Dougie in a lot of those games. Boy, I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing. Just watching the Haudenosaunee team, and that with Jammer looks the best shape that he's ever been in. I
We
mean,
said
he's
that
definitely.
last. It was last year too, though. We said that, and then when he
Yeah, but he looked
Father Time
damn
catches
good.
you by mid-season, though. I'm telling you, and by the end,
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
Halifax's biggest problem. Is I think honestly, I'd love to see it. I love those guys. I love the Chrysler family, and obviously, I would love to see them win. I just don't see it happening. With I don't know. I don't. Warren Hill could definitely play good enough and make it happen, but I don't. I don't know if he can do it all year. He's way too streaky.
Is Goa still on the storm or swarm?
He was practice player, I believe. I don't know if he
It is. They
still
practice him out.
is.
I didn't see where. They're to relate to some of these goalies. How many of these guys, other than Goa, Warren, who else was a goalie in the Worlds that was at in Utica? That is,
So even like the Rock goalie was, he was the third goalie for Canada.
he was the third goalie, and then Dougie was obviously for
Haudenosaunee.
Hunter Shoney. So there were several goalies that are in the NLL. You know, and we're sitting here talking father time. I'm just looking at a bunch of different things and a bunch of different names and faces and everything, and I'm saying, the father time. These young guys coming through, the ALL. You know, how long before Hartley and is getting that step or that opportunity, or out in Vegas with what's his name that was on the backup now? Oh,
Oh,
sugar.
Kells. Well, no, you don't like Kells.
No, the backup for Kells. He was the Albany guy. Uh,
Oh, Getty's out there.
Getty's out there. Now, the question that I got is, father time. And most of these goalies have been playing for uh, how many years? 10
Yeah.
plus years.
No, yeah, that is a lot of it, and yeah, it's because you never want to lose a good one. He brings up a good comment about San Diego's trying hard. I think San Diego is just trying too hard, and they're past it. I don't think. I think I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the way they can shut teams out. They just don't seem to have the ability to keep all these teams below 10 goals. And I think it comes down to your defense, and goalie has to keep a team below 10 goals. You can,
Yeah,
especially if you want to win a series, you have to be able to at least keep a couple of them down. I mean, you're not going to go out and get a shootout, 20 goal win every night. You see some big score games. I think, honestly, I mean, when you talk about it, so where do you see Vegas finishing this year? Who finishes lower, Vegas or Calgary?
I got to say, just looking at it offensively, Vegas has one real star player, and that's Hannah.
Yeah.
And I would have to say that they're probably looking at being in the last place, just because they're so new, so raw. As far as their fan base is growing, where I don't know. I got to go. I'm sad that Birdie isn't there no more, so I can't be a. Not that I can't be a fan, but I got nothing really to choose and stay up late to watch them other than when they play Albany.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're going to go take a quick commercial break, listen to the sponsors. We'll be right back.
And post game, incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms. Where the beef's at. Where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in. Say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brandwide Distillery, Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Branches Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM, Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing, Eric Kiefer, LUTCF.
All right, so we are back, and we are.
The B-Dry system.
Oh, wait, we're not back.
Water issues in your basement, on your property.
All right, now we're back, and we're going to try something new this week. So we've got OJ the Dude on the call with us. Thanks, OJ, for joining us. We're going to go through and pick this. Toronto Rock versus the Black Bears. OJ, we're going to let you pick first. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Ottawa. They're going to make a statement and show up and surprise everyone with the first game being a win.
All right, so there we go. Paul?
I'm going to go with the same as the Juice. As far as I think there's some young bloods there that want to step out and slap the Canadian flag on their back and say, we are the Canadian born.
Yeah, that is definitely, I think farther in the season, I would agree with you too, but I'm going to go here and I say Latrell Harris is back, Schreiber's back, Rose is going to take it. So I got to go the opposite and say this. But yeah, no, Tan's got a lot of good comments in there too. It's hard to keep up with everything. I think a lot of the San Diego's issues are going to continue. I don't see them really improving much this year. All right, so Friday night's games, we've got the first one picked. So Vancouver versus Colorado. This one, Juice, I'm guessing you're going to go with Mouse?
Yeah, I'm going with Mouse and the boys all the way on that one.
All right, because that's basically, anybody who doesn't know, that's pretty much OJ's second place team. Like when he's like me with Halifax. If the Firewolves aren't playing, that's who I'm cheering for. All right, Paul, who are you thinking? You think Dylan Ward's going to be able to carry some of that momentum from the PLL, or is no?
I'm going to say that I was hanging around with Juice at the Worlds just a little bit, and I'm sticking with what Juice is going with. I got to believe Coach now with his second year with the team, he's installed what his game plan is now. So that's where I'm going.
All right, and I'm going to basically pick the opposite of you guys just because I got to be different. But also, I think, like Tan says in the comments, I think Ward's coming in off the PLL season. I think this happens to be his I think things are going to be better for Colorado in the beginning. I think they usually are the slowest team to start. I think they're going to come in with a chip on their shoulders because of the way things have ended. And obviously, everybody expects Vancouver to be the new it team. I think having Lee back too, they're going to look for a statement win. So I'm going to go there. This one, I don't think you guys can go ahead and make your picks, but I think we all know where me and Paul are picking on this one. And I guess we can let OJ make a decision on his team. But who are you picking for this one, OJ?
I mean, Firewolves are coming off a hot year last year for sure. And I just don't know if Vegas has it in them.
I don't think they do. So this will be the one that we all agree on probably.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go all three here with the Firewolves. That's a pretty easy choice for us. So we got that one. All right. So the next game, and I think it's going to be a pretty big statement when I think Albany's offense is going to light them up.
I think so too.
Yeah.
These boys are getting ready to defend their defend the den, as they say, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Defend the den. I think that's going to be huge. All right. I think this is going to be a big game right here at the beginning. I think both of these teams need to make a statement. I honestly, you know what? I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to use the advantage that we have, and I'm going to pull up the roster because I did not pay much attention to the rush. I even clipped it all today, but I did not have a ton of time. So let me see how the rush have changed things. Zach Mann's, gotta love him. Keenan Church, yeah. Boy, I don't know if their offense has improved enough. Their defense was, Mike Messenger's good. He's getting older. He takes a lot of dumb penalties. Matt Hosick, great player. Boy, I don't know. But I guess it's going to come down to Shigliano and Hartley. And honestly, if I was in some kind of, what do they call those? The like suicide pools where you only have to pick one team. This might be the only game I'd really want to go out and pick the Swarm for, but I might have to take Rochester on this one.
Yeah.
All right, and OJ, who you taking? Staying with Canada?
I'm staying Canadian with Stigliano.
All right, and Paul?
I'm going with Smith. Smith on the Rochester is going to. I'm going with the 90. We're sticking with the 90.
Yeah, I'm taking
90 boys.
Taking a screenshot of it so that way we have our, we have it all the time. So it'll be perfect. Anybody remembers, we're going to try to keep score. Actually, we'll let Owen do that for us. So this should be the first week we're going to try to keep track and go through. We're going to do some more picks like this. Let us know what you guys think it'll. I forgot Tan is a Rush fan. That's right. I forgot he's from SAS. Yeah, our defense is going to put the hurt on them. So, yeah. Oh, wait. So Josh says I've got it screwed up.
Uh-oh. What do we got?
Firewolves is playing SAS. Uh-oh.
I thought
it's possible I screwed it up. I'm definitely not going to say it's never happened.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Vegas is playing Rochester. Albany is playing SAS.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, not sure how we screwed that one up. So sorry about that, everybody. Thanks, Josh, in the comments. Well, I'm still picking the Firewolves, and now I am absolutely taking Rochester.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm taking Rochester now.
All right, so we'll forget that whole one. So that's out. Good for that one. Well, we tried something new, and of course we crashed and burned on that one.
You want to know what? That's the beauty of who we are. Shit happens.
Yes.
We do our best, and we're here to have some fun. We're definitely going to talk some smack, though. That's for sure, because it's that time of season.
It is. All right, OJ. Yep. Who were our stat leaders last year?
Okay, so for goals with 58, we had Jeff Teat.
I love Paul putting his hand in the ear for that one. He's like, "That's right." All right.
Teeter,
yeah.
Yeah. And then assists, we had Dane Smith. Your points leader was Josh Byrne from Buffalo. So 2 bandits right there, Noecker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Jake Withers was the leader in penalty minutes. Shots on goal were Connor Fields. Loose balls were also Jake Withers. Block shots, Robert Hope. Turnovers, Jeff Teat.
Yeah. Get that out of here. The one thing I will say though, so like going through that NLL, they've been putting all kinds of stuff up today, and they've got the top guys going up. And I tell you, I don't know how you can have a guy who's the leader in block shots and not be on your top 5 defensively. I mean, somebody make that make sense to me, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
he's literally in the stats, and I'm not even always a big stats
Yeah.
guy, but I mean,
Yeah.
somebody make that make sense to me. That in your
Yeah.
top 5, wait, so we've got Latrell Harris, who coming back off an injury. We hope he's going to be, a great player. Brad Cree, I could see him being up there. Kyle Rubish, I don't. Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
Graham Hossack, he is. That's a great pick. Salama, you can leave him up there, but I honestly
Yeah.
am probably bumping Hope up and knocking Salama off, and even Rubish. I'm probably going to take Rubish down a peg, if not off the
Yeah.
list. Honestly, I feel like that's not really going out on that much of a limb either. But I don't know. I could be wrong. It's happened.
And the biggest crime is the leader in goalie minutes last year isn't even playing NLL this year.
That is what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I
It's
saw that.
crazy. It's crazy to sit there. I won't get into it too deep, but
Yeah.
man, they could they talk about the blackball. That could be a sit on him for 5 years, just blackballing.
I don't think
Yeah.
they will. I think he's worth too much. But I also agree with Josh. How is Wags not in the top 5? I mean, Wagner completely came, solidified that defense, played phenomenal. I don't know how he's not in the top 5, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was probably the best trade.
And 100%. If it was 5 years ago, Rubish is definitely in that top 5. I don't even think he's. And I think that's just really par for the course for that whole San Diego team. I think everybody, with the exception of their goalie, is on the wrong end of that. And I think, come talk to me in 5 years if he can keep playing like that, Allegrieri will be that guy. He's a very good goalie. I mean, obviously he's in the NLL. He's in the top, 10 goalies. I'm not saying he's not, but I don't think he's Doug Jamieson. I don't think he's Matt Vince. And honestly, I don't know. I think he's kind of more Hill, like Warren Hill. He just has those inconsistent games.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Calgary's going to be rough, and that would destroy public opinion of Calgary management. It already looks mostly bad on their half. It is 100% bad on their half, because if you knew you had a player that you caused to go out onto social media to announce that he wasn't because you guys weren't looking, there's no way this is the first time you guys asked him and it was a surprise, right? It's not like it happened like that. The problem is you tried to hold on to him as long as you could, which is crazy because you would think last year the writing was on the wall. They're in a rebuilding year. You've got Del Bianco. You know he's not happy. You got to get rid of him for something. The question is what? What do you get rid of him for, though? Because goalies are so valuable. I mean, how many picks? All right, Paul. So you're the Las Vegas GM. How many draft picks would you give up right now for Del Bianco?
Brother, I've done this before many years ago, and I sold the farm for in regards to, I would give a 1 and a 2. If you need him that bad and you think you can build off, I'm the Desert Dogs, and I'm thinking on my left hand side, Hannah is my future, and I need a goalie. Okay, well, with what's the Panthers there going down, there's so much talent in the league right now that take a look at the amount of players that were cut, and it's crazy of the talent that was cut.
Where's Nick Damoud playing?
Damoud,
he was the goalie for Panther City, and I tell you, he has some good games.
Yeah, I mean, how many starters are off those teams that are starting on other NLL rosters right now?
We just went through the whole roster, and now I can't even remember.
But they fit in, and that just what that did was just dilute it strengthened the pool as far as that goes. But it also it made the guys that aren't playing, there's crazy talent out there, and there's a lot of young crazy talent. I'd definitely give up the 1-2. Why not?
I agree with Josh. I'll give them whatever they want. You want my
Yeah.
firstborn? You want 7 picks? Take it all. It's all yours.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
where do you got to go right now? You're at the bottom, and you got nothing but to look up. You need
Honestly,
something
though,
to start with.
Del Bianco's like that Matt Vince style athlete. He's in phenomenal shape. You ever seen the guy without his uniform on? He's just
Yep.
he is in crazy shape. He could play forever. I honestly think he is the best transition goaltender I've ever seen. I get granted I've only been following box for a few years now, but I watch a lot of box lacrosse, and I tell you, there is something different about the way he connects with the defense when he's in rhythm. And I don't blame them for wanting to get rid of him, but if you put him on a team that now you can build up a defense, not only is he giving you the MVP goaltender of the year caliber goalie
Yeah.
that he is, you're also adding 15 assists easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easily.
And also, and in case you didn't notice in the chats there, you had a comment about who was the rookie goal scoring leader
Goal scoring
I
leader.
think he
for the
played for
rookie.
Albany, didn't he?
I believe number 6.
Number
Be
6.
Alex Simmons.
Simons, not Simons. It wasn't Simons.
Simmons.
It's Simmons. Simmons, not Simons.
He's looking for it, but yeah, that was Alex Simmons, bud. And honestly, and
yeah.
I think Albany's going to take it again this year with Dyson Williams. Honestly, I think the biggest thing is how is that offense going to work? You got rid of Grennan, the gremlin, the guy who would go in and hassle everything. I don't think that's going to be a problem. They are small offensively, though. I will say, like Albany, yes, you got rid of Grennan, who was not a very big player, but they still are not that big of an offensive team.
No.
Yeah, it's
What's the Dukie's name?
Who?
The Duke kid, the one from Duke,
Dyson Williams.
Dyson Williams.
That's what I'm saying. Is I
Yeah.
think he's going to. I think he's going to be great, obviously. But okay, so let's just go into this real quick. Top 5 teams. Who's your top 5? We're gonna lock it down now. Say it here so everybody knows. I will. I'll pull all the teams up to give you guys a hand with it.
Oh boy.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah. So I mean, with the top 5, obviously.
Hey, what's Albany doing at the top of that list?
Well, this is alphabetical order, but Albany and Buffalo are in the top 5. Does anybody disagree with that?
I'm in.
Nope.
All right, so we've got 2 of them. Can we all agree Calgary is definitely not in the top 5 this year?
I mean, I would give them 5th.
You, OJ, I know you're a Roughnecks fan, but bud, you could barely score any goals last year. Your defense, don't even, OJ. I love you, bud, but come on, you're smarter
love
than
it.
that.
I love it, Homer. I love it.
All right. So Colorado, what are we looking at for Colorado? Who we can all agree Colorado's not in the top 5, right?
They're in the bottom.
Okay.
They're in the bottom.
These next 2 teams I think are tough because I think these teams both could be in the top 5. I honestly expect big things out of Georgia this year. I think they're coming in with a purpose. I think Lyle's getting towards the end of his career. He's got his brothers there if he wants to go. Yeah, top 5 draft order Calgary has. Good comment. But I honestly, so I am going to.
Well, if we get some good stuff for Delves, we might be bumping up the list a little.
You could,
and that's the beauty of going into the season now. They can still trade him at any point.
Yeah,
correct?
exactly.
When's the
till
the
trade deadline. It's towards the end. Yeah, no, they have lots of time to get rid of him.
Yeah,
I
that's
expect
the beauty.
somebody's going to make a big offer. Halifax might make a big offer. The question is he going to go play for Halifax or does he want to stay on the West Coast? Honestly, if they can get a Ligrieri, who's a young goalie, and a bunch of stuff from San Diego, that works good for everybody. And then I 100%, if San Diego gets Del Bianco, they're in the top 5. But without that, I'm going to put San Diego at 6. I'm going to say Georgia's in the top 5 for me. But Paul, what do you think? Top 5?
I had Georgia in the top 5. Yes.
OJ?
Yeah.
All right, so we can all agree on that one then. So we're moving right along. So now we have 2 teams left. We've picked 3. Paul, who are your next 2 teams to make the top 5?
Toronto.
Okay, so the Rock. I'm going with the Rock as well, OJ.
I'm going with The Rock in Vancouver.
Okay, really? I know you love Mouse. I don't know about that one,
No,
but I'll give it to you.
I think they can make a push for it this year.
They can.
Yeah.
They absolutely can. Josh is going with Rochester to round out his top 5. Other than that, it looks like he pretty much agrees with no, he agrees with you, Owen, with Vancouver in there. Paul, who
Damn
are you
right.
picking?
I'm gonna go out on the limb, and I'm gonna say Rochester. I love the 90.
Ooh.
You know, as far as why not? You know, why not? Why can't we?
I'm going to say Ottawa.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Yeah, and Tan has Sask in there, and honestly, I think Sask. I could see Sask being in that 6-7 spot this year. I think it'll be them, Georgia, and Ottawa kind of battling with Halifax for that top. Basically, 5 through 9-ish. I could see being those teams. I don't think Vegas has a chance of making the playoffs. Not once have we mentioned Philadelphia. Let's do the bottom 5. Let's just go out and say, okay, who is not all right. Can we all agree that we think the worst team this year is going to be Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think so.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm actually sorry, Owen. I'm going to say I think the only team worse than Las Vegas this year is going to be Calgary.
Oh,
That's
I
how
mean,
he said it.
I saw training camps, and they made some majorly good cuts. So I'll let you know after open practice, Greg.
Absolutely. I mean, just, everybody in this league is an amazing player. I think the
Absolutely.
problem is they're just a little too young. They don't have
Yep.
the goalie experience. You've got Jesse King up front, who is a experienced veteran leader, but they got rid of so many other pieces. And they got stuff for so many other pieces, and it was like, why didn't you do anything for WI? Like, it really makes you wonder that they thought they were going to work something out or blackmail him to make all the fans think that he had. I don't know what the heck they were thinking, honestly, but they thought they had something there. But all right, so we've got our bottom. I've got my bottom 2 teams with Calgary and Las Vegas. OJ, who is your second bottom team if it's not?
I'm going San Diego or Toronto. I'll go with spicy pick.
Bottom 5, and he's going for the who many people. Adam Levy literally just wrote an article saying he thinks they can actually make it this year, and OJ's picking them to be in the bottom 5. I hope it works out, OJ, just for this pick. So we're gonna go. So San Diego solid. All right. So your bottom, who was it? It was San Diego, and who was the other team? I forgot.
Toronto.
Yes, exactly. Jesus.
I want to see Toronto get knocked out.
OJ's bottom 5 is some people's top 5. Is what we're finding out.
Okay, you're British Columbia Providence, aren't you?
Yeah. No,
he said the heck with the Ontario Providence. It's all on the West Coast.
I'm from BC. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. All right.
I live in Alberta.
All right, so that still leaves you with a couple more teams. OJ, who else you got that's going to be in the bottom 5 besides the Rockets?
I have no idea.
I love it. Your bottom 2 teams are perfect. That's all you needed.
Yeah.
I think Philadelphia. I think we haven't talked about them at all yet.
Oh,
I think Philly. I think they actually did pick up Damu though, who I am actually a pretty big fan of. Of course, they didn't post their roster until a couple minutes ago. It was like 7. Yeah, I was eating dinner. So Damood could bring that team up. I still think they're going to round out the bottom 5, but I picked them for, they're going to be at the top of the bottom 5. I could see them being like 4th or 5th, playing with the Rochester Nighthawks to see who's going to round out the bottom. That's my bold stance.
Bold stance.
Yeah. Okay, so Friday night games are going on. NLL OJ. NLL Plus is big for the Canadians. Have you checked it out?
I've skimmed it.
You've skimmed it. It's no, I tell you. So essentially, it gives you guys ESPN Plus is how it
Yeah.
sounds like. You guys are going to get to see all the games that you normally don't get to. So I think this
Yeah.
is that's a big thing really
Totally.
for you guys, because I know, like, if you didn't get to watch it live, you couldn't watch the game.
Yeah.
So with the exception of the TSN game of the week, I believe,
Yep.
and any of them that are on linear cable. But they should
Yep.
still all be on ESPN Plus for me, thankfully. Otherwise, I would cancel my ESPN subscription post haste because it's getting expensive. I really only have it. I hope the NLL keeps it going. I hope they listen to me and make it look or keep it for free, because they are doing it for free this year. But it's one of those things that I don't know if it's gonna stay that way.
Yeah. You might have to pay for it down the road.
Right, but unfortunately, I think the only way you ever grow is if you get it for free. Like, it used to be
Yep.
something when you put things on public cable because everybody had public cable. Now, nobody has public cable really. So when you got to
Yeah.
get it out there for free, I think this is honestly the best way to get it out there for free. But
Yeah. For
just
sure.
me.
No, I'm excited because, like you said, I haven't been able to watch past games after they've aired, so it's definitely really exciting to be able to go back and watch a game.
Yeah. So, yeah,
So
you just,
there's no streaming like we have with the Plus up there.
well,
It's
they
just the TSN live games of the week, and that's our live game of the night or whatever it is. But as far as for us to go back and watch whatever game we want, you can't jump on
No, they
on
can't
a
use ESPN Plus either. So like, I log into my
no.
ESPN Plus account. I do have an account. It just didn't keep me logged in for whatever reason. But
Yeah.
ESPN, that NLL Plus is really cool. I would recommend everybody checks it out. It's gonna be, I don't know. They've got all the highlights from last year's. You can
Yeah.
watch it's pretty sweet. It's basically a glorified, customized YouTube channel that they're running. But I'm really excited for it. We can take
Same.
all the credit for it, OJ. We are making everybody put everything online for free.
Yeah. And Greg, before we go too, my stuff is now on Spotify.
Yes, OJ is on Spotify. Yeah, that's the best part. Is ESPN is TSN. They own each other and don't share
Yeah.
each other's shit. I would be so mad
Yeah.
if I was Canadian and paid for that feature and then couldn't watch the games when I know that the company
Right.
literally owns the other company. It's like, wait, you guys
Yeah.
all own the rights. Like, it's not like you're
Yeah.
fighting with some other competitor trying to get the rights on
Yeah.
like Fox Sports, which is now probably owned by ESPN too, because that's just kind of
Yeah.
how everything is. But yeah, no, it is a little infuriating that all works, because it's a barrier to entry, really. It keeps people from
Yep.
watching, but it keeps people watching us and watching the Utica Yeti. Speaking of which, we got Border Wars coming up. Paul, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Ooh.
A little about Border Wars. As far as it's in December, the Junior Yeti are putting one team in the U18 division. As far as Aaron Coleman is head coach of the team, a Utica Yeti, and the general manager of the Junior Yeti through Tri City. And as far as it's a sold out. They got the women's division. They have the U15 division. It's not women's. It's girls division. The U15, the U18, and then the double A's are up in at the Toronto Rock practice facility. That you got on right there, Greg, is something new that Aaron's been doing a great job working with the Maine Northmen, with the Warhogs and Justin Otto, and the Paper City up in Massachusetts. And we got ourselves a college league that we have got going and formed, and it's going to debut this year. 17 to 22-year-old college students, high school to college students are able to play in it. Basically, NLL rules via the fighting. There is no fighting in this league, so that's a nice feature where if you do get in a fight, you will be thrown out of the league and not welcome back. So you got to think a little twice before you get into that skirmish. But looking very excited, very, very excited about that. We're looking at having tryouts. More information will be coming out that, but during the December break for the college students, I believe it's going to be Saturday, December 28th. TBA on the facility. I think it's going to be at the Nexus. It might be out in Oneida. I'm not quite sure. We're looking to get that hammered down into the concrete so that we can get it posted, but that will be coming out ASAP as soon as possible. And as far as the women, excited for the women for our pickup. We've been getting girls. Well, I think we had 7 girls running with us last weekend, or last Wednesday. So excited about the growth with the girls. They're doing an incredible job playing at a very high level with the guys. So fired up about that. And as far as Perry, I agree. Some of the medicine is there is it's part of the game, but as far as this part of the game, we don't need the headaches of it. As far as for the most part, they're young kids still learning the game. Walk away sometimes. It doesn't hurt to walk away and not sustain a broken eye socket or something, a tooth knocked out.
As a guy that's played hockey his whole life, so you don't fight in the pros or until you get to the pros in hockey. Every junior hockey league, every college age hockey league, that's the rule. You're serving a game suspension, and rightfully so. That's not what you want these kids doing. It's not part of the game. That whole enforcer thing it gets misunderstood a lot too, though, because your enforcer's supposed to be the guy that goes out there and stops something that's happening to somebody. You don't go out there and start problems. You don't go out there and act like an idiot. That's the bad kind of. That doesn't help anybody. It is.
And that's the one thing, the league, that's what our emphasis on. We want to make sure these kids are getting looks by, whether it's somebody up in Canada or what we're hoping is the younger guys are getting some looks from the college coaches and seeing the dedication and everything that they're putting into making their game better. So we're very excited about that aspect of the growth of the college game. And again, Border Wars is going to be something special. I know there's teams from all over the country coming into Utica right before the holidays. So we're excited, but definitely take that one off, Greg, because that one we're definitely not in.
Oh, this one's
definitely, we definitely don't want to show that one out there.
Okay. Whoops, my bad.
No, it's all good. As far as we'd love to be in that league as well, but right now we're going with the NABLL with the junior concept so that we can grow it and hopefully more teams will get going and we can get maybe a national championship in the NABLL for the juniors as well. That'd be cool.
Well, we've been over an hour, so let's say goodbye, but we also got to Google whatever Bagataway is. I don't know what he's talking about. But all right, thanks so much everybody for tuning in. We appreciate having every one of you out there. If you can be a member, please consider joining. Buy us a drink a month so we can do this. We are working hard to try to make these better all over the place. Are glad we have forces like Ryan Reeves protect the game. Protect teams against players like Ryan Reeves. That's amazing. So that is a good one. I like that. I like that meme. It's good because that makes a lot of sense if you get it. But no, OJ's going to be doing the updates all week or every week to keep us up to date with your top stat getters, because unfortunately I did not see the Calgary coverage going well this year. So I was like, we got to find something for OJ to do that's at least exciting as his team's getting his butt kicked. So he'll be joining us every week for that. We do appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much. And Paul Noecker, close us out.
Hey, OJ, thank you for being with us. Welcome aboard. Greg Beecher, thank you for doing what you do. Yeti Nation, thank you for being here. Love you. See you next week. All around the town, contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out, pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at, where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in, say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, Get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brand Wide Distillery. Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Branches Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM, Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System. Water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ, make your yard Yeti ready. CBI Cables, what the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables, built for your needs. CBI Cables. Plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try this schnitzel. Ask for a cross-check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre, for all your new construction